What's up, guys? Midwest 2 Review here, back again. Yeah, we're doing like everyone else doing. We're checking out these Icon sockets from Harbor Freight, professional standard socket sets. I've got several of them: 1/4 inch drive, 3/8 drive, 2 3/8 drives. I thought I had a 1/2 inch drive with these, but that was my mistake. So let's get right into it. So this is a 12-piece set, metric 3/8 drive, 8 to 19, no skips. There's a little bit about the socket. These are chrome vanadium, lifetime guarantee. They're supposed to be a bargain. Still offer the same quality as a snap-on socket, but at a much cheaper price. They've basically took a lot of the aesthetics from snap-on, because I know they, as well as everyone else who knows tools, understands that snap-on is the best tool manufacturer out there. Okay, you tell them to be nice to you. Okay, so back to it, guys. That's my son. Easy, easy. Gotta slow down, buddy. But yeah, man, these are fairly decent as far as how they appear. I'm a mechanical engineer. I am not a mechanic, so I can't give you a mechanic's perspective, but I can just do a general assessment as if anyone else would do. You know, the chrome looks fine. They didn't overly excessively chrome the inside, which is good, so it doesn't flake. The flukes look good. It looks nice and clean edges, no jaggedness or rough edges, so all the edges are broken in. The chrome looks bright and shiny. Not necessarily saying it's going to be up to Snap-on quality chrome or SK quality chrome, but it does look fairly decent. I did assemble it onto one of my Snap-on ratchets, which I'll show you here. I don't really know what this is going to tell you other than it snaps on really good, and it hangs onto the anvil quite nicely. So yeah, that looks good. If you didn't know any better, you would almost think that's a snap-on socket with a snap-on ratchet, but they really went out their way to try to copycat snap-on. And I don't know if that hurts them or helps them. I mean, obviously from a marketing perspective, guys who want snap-on but can't afford it are probably going to go out and grab these. I don't know. I don't necessarily know that I would personally won't be that kind of guy. I got a little bit of everything: Snap-on, SK, Tecton. I don't really care. I'm not a mechanic, so. But yeah, I'm mainly looking for performance when I need it. So that's what any DIYer is concerned with. Does it work effectively when I need it? I'm not going to use it every day. I'm not going to tear it apart. So will it work? The problem I have, though, with Harbor Freight and the Icon series tools, and I'm not saying it's necessarily a problem, but when you say professional grade, that means it needs to perform better than any bargain brand out there, and it needs to be able to perform at the level, if not better than, Snap-on, SK, Mac tools. So when you put that on there, Harbor Freight, you got to make sure that you're able to stand behind that, because for a DIYer, you know, if this thing breaks after 10 to 12 uses, yeah, maybe we're okay with that. But for a mechanic who needs this tool to work every day and not give he or she any problems, they can't afford that. Even if it is close and they can run into town and go pick up a replacement tool, it needs to perform every day. So I mean, I take that professional grade very serious, because our mechanics out there need things that work. But for me as a DIYer, these should fare out fairly nicely, and I'll never be able to put the mileage on these to say whether or not they are going to hold up. Will I create a fixture this summer to test if I can crack these things? Yeah, but it's got to be based upon because everybody does these reviews of these sockets and any type of tool, and they'll put a crap ton of torque on a socket or a ratchet. And I, as a mechanical engineer, I look at it and say, okay, is the tool designed to exert that amount of force onto that particular component, yes or no. So don't overly stress out a 1/4" drive socket to say it's going to crack or when it's going to crack. Use the appropriate tool for the appropriate application. So there's an appropriate amount of torque that's required for a 1/4" drive, 3/8 drive, and a 1/2" drive. So don't get stupid and apply something that's built for a 1/4 or 1/2" or a 3/8 drive and use that on a 1/4 drive application or 1/4 drive design tool. So it's got to make sense. It's got to be applicable. So I'll probably stress these out under conditions that are relative for the intended application and see if we can get any hammering or deflection. And it won't be used with an impact. That's another thing too. Hey buddy, close the door. So that's another thing too. You don't put chrome on a impact. Or if you do, you expect whatever the results are, don't cry about it. It is what it is if you're going to do that. They make impacts for a reason. They make impacts out of a specific alloy for a reason. So don't cry and complain if these crack or chip or whatever on an impact, because hey, they were never designed for that. Awesome, buddy. But they do fit very well. And all of this is pretty much all snap-on. So these, every ratchet in here is pretty much snap-on, from 1/4 to 3/8 to 1/2. Well, maybe not 1/2, because I don't necessarily have all 1/2 and snap-on. But yeah, and then so from that we also have, let's see here, this is the, oh, you can't see it, there we go. This is the other set we've got, and I'll try to speed this along because it's starting to get worn out. But this is the 1/4" drive set. And hey guys, close the door. And this is the 1/4" drive set, 5 all the way up to 14 shallows. And the same assessment applies. Let me close this door, guys. Close Mike. No, I have Sissy help you. All right, they're like getting into everything in the house today. All right, back to it. Sorry, it's gonna be a wonky video today, but that's what happens when you have 5 kids. So, like I said, these are the 1/4" drive. Let's see how the quarters fit on a ratchet, and we'll just pick. Let's pick this one here, just because I just rebuilt this. So let's grab that guy, put him back, and we'll see how well she fits. So yeah, I mean, it's on there. I'm not gonna, it ain't gonna come off, obviously. But yeah, it fits really nicely on there. So that's the 1/4" set. Like I said, 5 all the way up to 14. I wish it had went to 19, but whatever. I don't know if that's standard for any socket set. And then lastly, I don't know that anyone's done a review of it, but in last place here is this big, this is the, what do you call it? The impact set. So let's see if I can, and these trays are something else, I tell you. I mean, I've seen other people struggle with it. I'm only struggling because I got one hand. There we go. And I've got limited workspace here. So let's see. So, all right. So they have a unique smell to them. I mean, I don't know if it's the oil. That was the first thing that I noticed about these guys, is that the smell. But it goes from 7 to 19. They are chrome moly. Where is the tray for these? Let's see here. There you go. Same thing applies. There's your part number, all that good stuff. But yeah, so 7 to 19, no skips. I don't have a snap-on socket, impact socket, to compare these two as far as how they look, the aesthetics of it, but I assume they must be fairly close. I thought the snap-ons had the little Okay, I thought the snap-ons had the little knurled, and this is an old snap-on. Now I'm opening a bag of strawberries for my son. Take those to Sissy and have her open them. But yeah, so I don't necessarily know that these necessarily look like the snap-on sockets, the impacts, but nonetheless, they have the blow molded case, very similar to what Snap-on would provide. But as far as the wall thickness, let's do that. Let's compare. So let's compare the wall thickness. Well, I mean, this is an older Snap-on, so we won't do that. And this is a shallow. So let's go with a 15 and a 15. It's a 15 Tecton chrome vanadium. Okay, there we go. If it'll focus. Okay, and a 15 Icon. All right, so the Tecton's on the right and the Icon's here on the left. And I would say that the Icon's a little bit thinner. If you compare the thickest portion there of the broaching. But yeah, so I think the Icon's a little bit thinner, which is actually good. I like that. So that's cool. As far as they're two different alloys, so they're going to have a different appearance, but same height. And this is just for comparison's sakes, because I know Tecton's starting to gain some traction too, as far as a likable tool company. And the heads, and once again the Snap-ons here. The Snap-on, the Icon's here on the left and the Tecton's on the right. So even the head is fairly similar. So what does that tell you? I don't know. It tells you one thing is that this is a little bit thinner, which will help with tighter spaces when you're trying to get into like a bore or something like that, or you have limited space. So that'd be certainly a plus. The fact that the Tectons are chrome vanadium and these are chrome moly, these should perform better as far as in an impact gun. That's all we can say. That's all I can say on them right now. That's probably all that anybody can say about these right now. They're too new. Another YouTuber mentioned the other day about that Harbor Freight put a lot of money into trying to copycat Snap-on. So I really hope that people test these things out and they perform to a reasonable level as far as not having cracks and other performance related issues. I really do, because otherwise it's a complete waste of time for them to have done this. So my assumption is because they're putting a lot of effort and money, advertisement, marketing, etc., on this brand of tools, that they're committed to making sure that these things perform as intended, which is actually a good thing. So I don't know, guys. What does this tell you? Not very much, other than, hey, I got some Icon tools, and I wanted to show you guys what they came with. So, like I said, they were cheap. I think these were like 45 or something. These were like 27 and 35 or something. So it was like altogether like $100 or something, a little less, but so not so bad. Actually, it's a little bit more. Sorry, it was like 180. And I got some other, or 140. I got some other shallow chrome moly Pittsburgh professional brand sockets as well, 1/2-inch drive. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, I'm doing a video, so. All right. My kids, I tell you. Okay, but anyway, guys, I better get off on here because my house is crazy right now. So I really do apologize for this video because there was so many distractions, but it's life, man. So I'm a DIYer. I'm not in a mechanic shop, so you're gonna get that with me. But yeah, I hope these Icon tools work out. If you guys are looking at getting some, you know, just around the garage. Because I mean, I got tools everywhere in my garage. Would I say get them? Yeah. What does it hurt? I mean, they're no difference than a Husky or whatever the brand, I mean, the Makitas that comes from Home Depot, the Cobalts. I mean, this is the same thing. It's all coming from pretty much the same region, either China or Asia, or China or Taiwan. I don't even know where these are manufactured at. These are probably manufactured in Taiwan. It doesn't say, but my assumption is these are probably Taiwan. But nonetheless, I mean, they're about the same thing. So I'm going to be investing in a new toolbox. Like I said, I downsized significantly from what I had in the past, and I am going to redo that and rebuild. I've got my snap-on ratchets. I've got everything I need as far as a ratchet goes. So I'm good on that. I've got all the sockets that I could possibly need at the moment. I don't know about the SAEs. I'm thinking about getting the deeps for these. These are actually mid-length Aries. And I'm thinking about getting this tray built on out. And these are just regular cheap Cobalts, because I don't foresee myself using half or SAE sizes very often. So, and then this tray here, we're going to work on that. But primarily the metric game was my focus at the moment. I do got some restorations that are coming up, like this Herbrand J10 ratchet that I'm going to restore. Picked that up for a couple bucks. I also have this Penance Corporation, I guess. I don't know who was the manufacturer of this, but it's a R10, says manufactured USA, half-inch drive ratchet. I need to get myself a decent half-inch drive ratchet. I don't have any half-inch drive ratchets really of significant quality. I do have this one here. I should take that back. I do have this Armstrong that was given to me by a subscriber. But other than this, I mean, my half-inch ratchet game is pretty anemic right now. My 3/8 drive game is really good. And then I've got all of the other. This is a full set of snap-on hex and all of that. I got snap-on breaker bars and crescents and all that other stuff. So I'm pretty good as far as ratchets and stuff go. And I think this is a pretty decent setup for any DIYer out there. I've got the wrenches. These are just the Wilton Colombian brand Max Blue Points, old Craftsman USAs, more Craftsman USAs, some Matco. I got one snap-on ratchet in here. The only snap-on ratchet, or only snap-on wrench I own. I only have one, and it's a 10. So I guess it's the most important one to own, I guess, right? From that, some more. This is the SAE drawer here, so I got a full set of SAE wrenches. I've got pliers set by Vice Grip, Blue Point bit set, all of the pliers and stuff I could ever need. You know, anything from Kleins to Knipex to Snap-on to Vampire Tools. You name it, I've got it. Small Snap-on picks and screwdrivers, I got all of that down there. Snap-on soldering iron, cheap Craftsman multimeter, more wrenches down there. This is my air gun. Someone, I think Hard Knocks told me this was a really good air gun. Tire inflation tool, rather. Down here, I've got my impacts. You know, I like the Cobalt for DIY. I like the Cobalts brushless. This has worked really well. No complaints. Got my cheapo screwdrivers, but I also have a series of Snap-on ratcheting screwdrivers. This is a Snap-on here, but it's Bears. I'm from that Chicagoland region. And then I also have this clear one here, which I can't seem to find anywhere. But this one here, this is I could probably sell this online because I can't find any of these online. But it's also ratcheting. Leave me a comment if you know anything about that. But I've got my Porter cables, which I've had for about 5-6 years, running strong. I do have a full set of Snap-ons, Racing Edition screwdrivers here. This is a full set. So I got a full set of those. I don't really use them. They just kind of sit in the toolbox. Bunch of Blue Point stuff, ratchet buddy, more Blue Point stuff here, bit sets, analyzing tool, more Blue Point. So I got a lot of Snap-on stuff, Snap-on / Blue Point stuff in my box now. The Cobalt Bit set, the Cornwell wobbles, full set of those, the Cobalt small extension bit set. And then down here, just random stuff in this jar here. I got several Snap-on impacts. This is a 1/2" drive. This is the one of these. I think this is the IM. Let's see, which version is this here? I'm gonna get my pants dirty on this guy. Jesus. The IM. I'm gonna open it up. Let's see if I can figure it out. I think it's the IM51. Yeah, that's what it is. It's the IM51A. So I've got this guy here. It works really good. I got another one here, another IM51A. So I've got 2 of those. And then I've got another big one underneath there. I think that's 3/4 drive. Let's see here. This is my Snap-on. There's an old diagnostic cart that I restored. And now it serves as my tool cart. Yeah, just random stuff. I mean, everything here, you know. Even have this long, this is a, what's the brand? Masterforce. 1/4" drive from Menards, if you guys have a Menards. 1/4" drive, flex head, fine tooth ratchet. I got this because I couldn't find the Snap-on. Now I have the Snap-on, so this just kind of sits in that box. But I'm doing good. I've got a nice setup for a DIYer, I think. I even have the 3-ton racing jack from Harbor Freight. So I'm pretty good. I can do most repairs I need to here at my house, in my garage, with no problem. So, all right, guys, this video went way too long. Thank you guys if you stuck in this long. I really appreciate it. If you checked out, hey, I'm sorry. But Midwest Tool Review here again. Got this video out for you guys. Icon socket sets. We'll see how they fare out. All right, peace.